Hi, welcome to Lecture 5A, and we're going to be focusing on key examination questions that have looked at failure to form attachment, i.e. privation. If you missed out on this lecture, please go back to Lecture 5 to go through it again before you look at this section. So, we have outline and evaluate research into the effects of failure to form attachment privation. So I'm going to be writing up this essay on lecture 9, but just briefly telling you that you need to outline either the Tizard and Hodges study or the Rutter study in full, so in terms of what they've done and what they found. And your second study, you need to do very briefly, but does it support or does it go against the first study? And then you do your free evaluation elaborated points, but you're going to see how I'm going to write it later on in lecture 9. Psychologists have studied the effects of early experience on children's later behaviour. This has included the effects of institutional care and privation. Explain what is meant by the terms institutional care and privation. You may use examples in your answer. So you need to make sure they talk about institutional care is a place that is dedicated to looking after people. For example, a residential nursery or an orphanage looking for people waiting for adoption. And in privation, you need to talk about how the attachment has never been formed in the first place. So you can talk about how, for example, parent a mother or father's dying, or mother and father dying when a child is like just been born, a baby, so they'll never had a chance to form that relationship. Explain the difference between privation and disruption of attachment. You may use examples to help explain the difference. So your first part, privation is. So you explain what privation is, give an example, and then you explain what disruption of attachment is and give an example. Always try to use examples to extend your answer. So psychologists have studied children who have lived in these institutions such as orphanages. Outline and evaluate research into the effects of institutionalization. So obviously we have two studies in our study bank. We've got Tizard and Hodges, and we've got Rutter et al. So again, same process as before. Make sure you fully outline one study and do the second study very briefly, and then you do your evaluation points. But you're going to see this right off with this question on lecture 9. Again, another 12 marks. They really love asking this question for 12 mark, by the way. Failure to form attachment is known as privation. Outline and evaluate research into privation. So the same researchers you can use, Tizard and Hodges and Rutter, exactly the same process as before. Take a look at it in lecture 9. And that is the end of lecture 5. Make sure if there's anything you're not too clear about, go back and listen to it again or ask me any comments below. Okay.